Growing up in Georgia, I grew up in the 90s. Even though the influence of the fall of the Soviet Union was quite heavy on that economic situation and everything, for some reason the art scene there, musical and visual art, was quite strong. We had a piano at home, and as a child I was kind of always fascinated with a piano as an instrument. You know, you look at this great big thing, you know, especially when you're little and you're looking up at that thing, and you know, the sound that it produced. I sometimes like to take the front panel off to see the mechanics inside and all that, and the strings, the hammers, and everything that goes. Although it's without words, it's instrumental music, you're given an opportunity to put into music and emotion, spirituality, something that you feel, that you have inside of you, to express through sounds.
I was growing up in during 90s, and that was a very difficult economic times in Ukraine. Perhaps the environment, the cultural environment was not as great during 90s, you know, because of those economic and problems in the society. When you faced, you know, Ukraine is a young country pretty much. It got independence in 1991. My mom was this person that played a huge role in my education, in explaining to me what art is about. And she was taking me to music festivals. Sometimes I was sleeping during those concerts. However, part of that I was, I was aware of the surroundings, and she was also encouraging. She was talking to me, you know, she was explaining to me what I have to listen to. It stays with you throughout your life, and that creates also interest to art in the future. You know, it's interesting. I have a lot kind of in my you know, in the heart about the piano. It's really hard sometimes to get it to words. The moment when, you know, these little details of our life, these things that we're sometimes worried about, you know, the things that, you know, you need to take care of, such as, you know, money, maybe, you know, some of the news and information that's coming outside into your life. The moment when you work on the piece, when you're spending time with piano, that's your moment when you can really move everything else towards the side. You know, that doesn't matter anymore. The music becomes something more important. And that's when I can really go back to my senses, to myself, you know, and realize that there are some things that are more important in life than everything else that's, you know, circling around you. And I think probably that's the most precious moments, you know, when you can feel that. And I really appreciate that I have the connection with music and piano that gives me this opportunity in my life.
I moved to the United States in 2002. I continued my music education here, and that's where I met Anton. Even then, back at the university, we started talking about these some kind of project that we wanted to do, tweaking of the scene, like the setting of the musical environment, make it more intimate. Space that we're using, there's no stage. You're kind of surrounding the artists. At the end, you get to interact with the artist, and outside of performance, get to experience his or her character.
I visited a lot of concert halls in my life. Some of the academic concert halls or standard concert halls, they're a little bit impersonal. You know, there is also this sort of a separation between audience and the performers, because you have this huge place for audience, and then elevated stage, And that's why we were looking for a concert space in Vancouver that would accommodate our ideas.
The name, of course, has meaning the lantern. We came up with that name, Musica Lanterna. It's a Latin version of that name. It has to do with light that kind of gives inspiration, it illuminates. It has to do with exploration. If music engages the audience, if they feel immersed, they feel like they have experienced this warmth or fire or whole spectrum of emotions, and if they were touched by the music, then we have achieved our goal.
We are really trying to create something special in Vancouver. We are bringing exceptional artists into the community here, and each of those artists have very special things that they can share with people.
Music also can be as a healing element. If a person had a bad day, going through some tough times, some of the music and that can be heard can be cause healing in one's soul.